Aloha. I just want to start off with the word gratitude. I'm grateful. Grateful for our leadership that cares about the health and safety of our community. Special appreciation to Governor Ige, Mayor Blangiardi, and their respective staffs, and also mahalo to the Department of Health for all their efforts on behalf of our community to keep us safe. University leadership and our medical staffs have been at the forefront to ensure continued participation of UH athletics throughout the whole pandemic in a healthy and safe manner, and also even more importantly, to keep our educational mission at the forefront. Again, like I said, just thankful on behalf of our student athletes and really Warrior and Wahine Nation just to get fans back in the stands. And I think this is a great first step.
Okay, we'll take our first question with Stephen Tsai with the Honolulu Star Advertiser.
Hi there. With all the obligations that you have to the team and the visiting team and corporate sponsors and I guess 10% of the fans, how many tickets do you expect to be actually available to the general public?
Yeah, well, so you say for football, I'm assuming you're talking about football. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, for football, it's the number's 1,000. Obviously, we have to take care of athletes and coaches, their friends and family. UH students, they'll get 10% or 100. Visiting team will be between 100 and 150. So I mean, we're looking at after you go through all that. The remaining tickets will go to UH season ticket holders and corporate partners according to our priority system. So you're looking at a few hundred.
And are you going to go by the same process of how you selected them to buy the season tickets as who gets priority?
Correct.
Okay, Manolo Morales, KH12.
Thanks. What can you tell us about the protocols for the next game and possibly for the next 2 home games if more fans are allowed? How will you be checking vaccinations? How will all that work?
Yeah, that's great question. We're actually going to be releasing on our website very soon all the protocols, explaining all that. And a lot of it will talk about our Lumicide app, which you can upload your vaccination status. And then you can flash it to us. We're going to have like a 2-tiered entry system. You show your vaccination status, and then you'll come in with your ticket. Obviously, we're going to have reserved seats at for the football game, which will help us with contact tracing and to keep people socially distanced. But the Lumicide app is key to this to ensure that people are vaccinated. And obviously, the other protocols are having your masks and not having concessions except for water.
Can I follow up with that, if I may?
Yes.
And just, I don't know if you have any confidence about getting considerably more fans in those last 2 home games, and what sort of numbers are you looking at?
Yeah, well, right now our focus is just to do a really good job with the 1,000. And I'm optimistic if we do that, if things continue to trend in the same direction, I'm optimistic that those numbers can go up and will go up. But one thing we've learned in the pandemic is you can't take anything for granted, and things can change pretty quickly. So we have to be agile and adjust to the circumstances. But I would say, our goal is right now to steward this number well, and then hopefully the numbers will be greater, and then we can have more of our great fans in attendance at our games for, not just for our Warriors, but for our soccer team, as well as for our Rainbow Wahine volleyball.
Okay, Josh Pacheco, ESPN Honolulu.
Hey, David, I just want to clarify based on what we heard earlier from Mayor Rick Blangiardi, as well as what you just said earlier, based on whatever's remaining, there will be no tickets being sold. Anything extra is going to season ticket holders. To clarify, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, that is correct. What we'll do is we'll go according to our priority system, which will be season ticket holders. We're not going to have that many, so there won't be any individual tickets being sold, but there will be, some tickets going to our season ticket holders. That quantity is still being determined, but it's going to be in the few hundreds. A lot of it depends on our final discussions with the visiting teams. That's why we don't have the exact number. We have the plan ready. It's just a matter of talking to the New Mexico State about their specific needs.
Okay, just a reminder, we're using that raise your hand feature, so go ahead and raise your hand if you have any questions. Hawaii News Now, you're up next.
Hey, David. So it's my understanding that all fans will be required to be masked. What's the enforcement protocol on that?
Yeah, well, one good thing is overall Hawaii has been, compared to other communities, have been pretty compliant on masking. It's the enforcement protocol of that is we're calling on our fans to do what the protocols are. We'll obviously have some people, spot checking that with staffing, but I'm optimistic that our fans will understand the importance of this for us to continue to have this. But as you said, masking is a requirement along with the vaccinations.
Josh Pacheco, go ahead.
One more. When do you think you might be able to announce any plans for friends or family, etc., for Wahine volleyball, as well as for Rainbow Wahine soccer over at YPO?
Yeah, frankly, the plans right now are for soccer. They will be at it will be at 1,000 fans also, according to the protocols. For their next games, I believe, are the Halloween weekend, the end of the month. I believe that's their home game. So we're working, and since that's a general admission event, we're working on some ways to divide it between the Malka and the Mackay side, or the different sides of the stadium. And as far as Rainbow Wahine, it will be their next, not their next homestand, but the homestand after that, and that will be at 500, which will we'll basically we'll have the same priority for them. It's friends and families, students, visiting team, and then the remaining going to ticket holders and corporate partners according to our priority system.
Okay, Stephen Tsai, go ahead.
Is the band exempt from the count, the 1,000 total, and also are people who are not eligible for the vaccine, are they exempt from the vaccination request?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, the band is not part of the 1,000, so they'll be an addition. They're going to be they will not be sitting. We have a location for them that's not close to fans. It's in front of the beach volleyball area. That's where the original plan was. So it'll be the 1,000 plus the band. As far as people not eligible, those under 12, there's no exemptions to the vaccine. So you have to have the vaccine. So there won't be people under 12 for the first game. Hopefully things will open up as we go a little farther down. But this is our first steps to do this in a healthy and safe manner. So there won't be any, but there will not be no exemptions. It's a vaccine to be able to attend.
Oh, and a follow-up. I understand that you are you express gratitude for being allowed to allow 1,000. Is there some level of disappointment that the number's not higher?
Today is a day to be grateful. We're looking forward to having fans for our student athletes. That's especially their parents. I mean, you personally know how difficult that's been for them. So that, like I said, we're excited about that, and we're looking forward. I do believe things are getting better, and we'll have more as we go forward.
Keith Demoter, KITV.
How's it going, David? Question I had in terms of the planning of all of this. Was this a decision that, I don't want to say that you guys knew about, but did you have like a plan in place that if the governor says yes, we can allow fans, that we're going to implement this? Was this in talks for a little bit, or was this something that just came about like the past couple of days?
No, we've had a plan for a while, and there's been a lot of communication between the governor's and mayor's office, and the university administration president Lassner and myself. So we've had our base plan. Obviously, we had different options to it. A lot of it depends on what the final decision is on the protocols and the numbers. But yeah, we've had this plan has been developed really before football season started, and we just tweak it, according to what the final decisions were.
Scott Kim, Hawaii Public Radio. Oh, I think you're muted. Scott, are you there? We can't hear you.
Maybe his volume's down.
Oh, Scott, we still can't hear you. You want to just type your question in the chat, and then we'll get back to you? Okay, moving on. Justin Baptiste, Guava Press.
And if there's a timeline as far as when tickets will be sold?
Yeah, well, information will go out. We're going to be reaching out to the eligible fans and groups that will be receiving tickets next week. Like I said, we're really not going like on a public sale because with the limited numbers we have available, it will just go to season ticket holders and eligible groups. But we'll be contacting people next week.
Stephen, go ahead.
Hi, is there plan to space out the fans and or cap how many people are in different sections? And
Correct. Example is we'll put 100 students in one end zone. We're going to do it based on capacity to keep it all about the same percentage. And there will be reserved seats, and they will be a social distance model that will help with that. So obviously we'll have, more the bigger the section, the more fans will be there, and it's kind of done on just a ratio basis on that.
oh, quick follow-up. Do you know why there didn't start earlier for the Wahine as opposed to waiting when it did?
I'm not sure, but I know the emergency proclamation went through October 19th. So I believe that it's that on October 20th it made it available. I think that's the reason. And Dan's nodding his head, so then I think I got the right answer on that one.
Okay, we're going to go back to that question from Scott Kim with Hawaii Public Radio. His question, looking ahead to the final two UH football games, assuming everything goes well and that COVID cases continue to go down, will you be pushing to increase the cap to 50% of the stadium or 4,500 attendees?
Yeah, well, if things continue to go well and get better, we will be advocating for more fans in a healthy and safe manner. To exactly say what the cap will be is a little hard to say at this point, but right now, but I would say that if things continue to get better, then we will be advocating for more fans and work with the proper authorities on that as for the final two games.
We're going to go with Reese Nagaoka with Kaleo.
So I think for the restrictions are it's water only. Are you guys going to be allowing fans to bring in their own food and drinks, or is that?
Well, there won't be, no one will be able to bring in food at on how we're going to do the water. We're actually have a meeting. We're meeting with our concessionaire Sodexo early next week to come up with the mechanics of that. So we'll be announcing that shortly. That's a really good question. But as far as food, there will be no food. People won't be able to bring it in nor buy it. Water, we're looking at what the best mechanism is to provide that.
Keith DeMolder, go ahead.
David, question for you in terms of the whole vaccination status of it all, and not that I'm trying to get political here or anything like that, but are you confident that you're going to be able to, that there's going to be good, I guess, feelings between, season ticket holders in terms of vaccination status? Have you heard any conversations about that? And, are people upset about that? I'm just kind of wondering the reaction to, and I know this was just, happening this afternoon. You might get more, but are you confident that that's not going to be an issue?
Well, like I said, it's just been announced actually it's been out there for a while that we were looking at a full vaccination. Probably it's been out there for about a month that was what our first proposal was, including 100% vaccinations. We really to date have not gotten too many comments on that, but now it's real. The good thing is Hawaii is doing a pretty good job as far as vaccinations, and this is just something that we have to enforce, and we feel it's in the best interest for our community. But to date, have not gotten any much feedback on it. But it is new, and like I said, but it has been out there for over a month, so I'm optimistic.
Okay, we'll go with our final two questions here. Stephen Tsai, go ahead.
Hi, does the full vaccination rule now apply to all participants in the game?
For participants, what we have right now is you're fully vaccinated, or you've done one of the waivers, whether it's be medical or religious waivers.
So will the medical religious waivers apply to fans then, or is it strictly vaccination?
Strictly vaccination.
Wes Nakama with Warrior Insider.
Hi, Dave. I know we're going week by week here, but we do have men's and women's basketball also coming up with their season openers in about 4.5 weeks. Any update on a ticket plan for those sports?
Yeah, very good question. What I'm excited about is that we have indoor people for our volleyball games after October 19th. So that's a good start. So I obviously that's our baseline for what we'll start with. And hopefully we'll be able to do more. So we'll have a similar plan that we have for volleyball, for men's basketball, the same priority order as far as student athletes, visiting team, UH students, and then we'll do our priority order depending on how many we have for the fans and corporate partners.
Okay, that's it. Thanks everybody for jumping on. Thank you, David.
Thanks, everybody.
Enjoy the rest of your day.